Good evening, everybody. We are back on the webinar with you and ready to take on a few more questions. But before I proceed, I'd like to say, we've been talking about so much of rigor and everything. I remember these famous words that we've heard when we were in school. All work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. No. It's not just rigor in terms of the program, but it's even rigorous fun that we have out here. Students work very hard to organize a fest which is called Laissez-Faire, in which they organize the War of the Bands. They go around collecting funds for this particular fest and decide what is going to be the nature of the fest. It is a charged activity guided by faculty with the students, and for 3-4 days the college is buzzing. You find people coming from all over. Good footprints are left around this time and great fun happening. We also have the Ethnic Day, which is celebrated, where talent is hunted into the institution. People with song, dance, drama, poetry, photography, documentary films, etc. are included. We have a fun induction program where faculty take the students out, showing them around Pune or places in and around here, having good speakers come in and icebreakers with you. There are from time to time matches with faculty. Students even go and participate in the inter-institute sports tournaments, be it football, be it cricket, or the games, whatever whatever is being offered around. Student teams, if they are formed, they are encouraged, so there is fun activity also happening over here. There is this question by Yamini Saigal, who has posed, hello ma'am, thanks for clearing our doubts through the webinar. I would like to know what kind of placement assistance is provided for MSc Economics. Yamini, great placement assistance. We have a placement counselor and consultant, Ms. Ashlesha Swaminathan, who takes care of this activity, right from creating the CV for each student to having a counseling session. Almost the whole of the institute at the undergrad and the master's level, MSc Part 1 and 2, and the undergrad courses, that is SY, second year BSc and third year BSc, undergo counseling with Ashlesha. Students go in a group and have a cup of tea or coffee with her and discuss whatever are their career endeavors, and their questions and their queries are raised. In a group, it's brainstormed and solutions are found. Over course of time, CVs are prepared by the students and the format is corrected by the team at the placement cell. The placement cell is very active. Connections are made by the placement cell with corporates and research institutions accordingly. If the students feel that they want to undergo a particular training in finance or in analytics or in a particular software, that too is additionally organized to help placements at SSC. In short, even in fact to what I have added, may I add another point, that your personal interviews techniques are also sharpened and these skills are honed through this particular cell. So right from CV to your interview to understanding how to approach placements, to clear all your doubts with groups, with your peers, and to make you realize the path that you would like to walk is what the placement cell does. We do not give up on our students. Let's say a student has graduated but hasn't found a job, has finished his exam but hasn't found a job. It's our endeavor to keep trying for him to see that in this complicated market, we are able to match the students' expectations with that of the corporate and the organization. Somebody has asked that, do you have paid internships? We do have some internships that are paid, but quite a few that are not paid. But internships that are organized at the masters are organized in extremely reputed institutions, organizations and corporates. If you would care to go onto our website, onto the placement tab on the website, you will find all these details there. Is it a boom market for studying economics? Well, many of us economists knew that the 2008 crisis was coming. So if nothing else, you'll be able to predict the next crisis, and you will be able to even talk about the next boom. We are here to promote economics, and of course it's a boom market, because the more economists, the more learned citizenry that you would have in this country. Well, a question by Ratun Khan, and Ratun Khan asks, how good is the course structure at SSC? Ratun, straight from my heart, it's damn good. It's wonderful. It's evolved. It's contemporary. It's got the theoretical framework. It's got all the ingredients that should make a success out of a student who graduates from here. We have ensured that we are very true to giving the right education, and education in its literal sense is defined as the 3 R's: reading, writing, and arithmetic. I can assure you that at the end of the 3 years of BSc or 2 years of MSc, you would be great at making presentations. You would be good with writing research papers, maybe writing blogs, writing assignments. You would be great at juggling and dovetailing and doing multiple activities. And most of all, you'll have an awesome understanding of economics that is required for you to be wherever you are. People would probably look up to you and say, hey, that's an intelligent man who knows what's happening around. Or, I think I was being gender biased, that's an intelligent person, because it's not just a man, it's the man and the woman here. I come out to the next question by Vandana Phatak, and she has asked a question. I have never stayed outside. Can you please tell how good is hostel campus food there? Vandana, let me reassure you, Pune and Symbiosis are extremely safe cities. Please check this out. The hostel food is good, but like home food, even hostel food at times can get a little boring. And then if you were there with me in the beginning of the webinar, well, you can have choices right from the NCC canteen outside to Vaishali and Rupali, and to the Vada Pav Wala and the Bhel Wala that is there, to Marriott or E Square. You have it all, depends on your budget. Well, the hostel food is good and people have survived it, and they have done it very well. We have a question by Abhishek Titte. Do we get enough exposure as like the students of Delhi School of Economics? I would say we try our best, because we are striving extremely hard. At the end of these few years, the leading economists of the country have come to Symbiosis School of Economics. Whether it's Dr. Nachne from Mumbai University, whether it is Avinash Dikshit, who's closely associated with our institute from Princeton University, whether it's Marcus Locher from Berlin University. We have lots of people coming in from time to time and engaging with our students and our faculty in the process of capacity building of both the students and faculty. So we may not have arrived as Delhi School of Economics, but as I said, we are trudging fast in that direction. We've had Partho Mukhopadhyay from Delhi, we've had Biswajit Dhar from JNU, we've had Sukhdev Thorat from JNU come in over here, and they have all done they've all been very happy with our progress. I'm going to leave this question to Ishita to answer. What is the course difference in BSc Economics and MSc Economics? Very difficult to say. That I'll leave this to her. Not difficult from my point of view. I thought let there be another perspective that is added into our conversation.
Thank you, ma'am. In BSc and MSc, the basic difference that we may say is in the approach of the subject. So when we are teaching BSc Economics course, what we are trying to provide with is more of an interdisciplinary understanding of the subject. As was mentioned by ma'am in the first half of the webinar, we have various other disciplines that are also intermingled with the subject, like law, finance, public policy and administration, quantitative techniques, econometrics, and also the standard mathematics, statistics, and papers of economics, of course. On the other hand, when we move on to the MSc course, what we try to do is focus more on economics. As the name suggests, one is a graduation course and the other is a post-graduation course, or a bachelor's and a master's course. So when we are looking at a master's course, the intention is to create students who are going to be deemed as master in this particular subject. So in the MSc course, our focus is more on economics and papers which are directly related to economics. Vis-a-vis that, in BSc, we do try to give you a flavor of interdisciplinary aspects. Also in MSc, we offer 2 specializations. So when a student finishes off with the first year of his or her course, there's an option between development studies and international trade. And these 2 are deemed to be, if not the 2 most important areas of studies in economics, but 2 of the many important topics. So this kind of specialization again would allow a student to master knowledge in these 2 particular domains. That is something which specialization is not something that we offer in BSc, because again we feel it's more important for a student to understand the overall subject from various perspectives, and we have seen that this kind of a course has gone on to give an edge to our students so far. I'll hand over the mic to ma'am now.
Hello, and Abhishek Thitte has asked a question. SSC is a big brand. I would like to say, yes, Abhishek, Symbiosis is a very big brand, and Symbiosis is known, has been in the field of education for the last 40 years. We have 7 faculties under Symbiosis International University. The oldest is the Faculty of Law and the Faculty of Management. Then you have the Faculty of Engineering, you have the Faculty of Media and Communication and Design, you have the Faculty of Health Sciences, you have the Faculty of Computer Studies, and you have the Faculty of Humanities and Social Sciences. In a short span, the university got established in 2002, and in a short span, we have become a brand not to be ignored by any chance. A big brand in the field of all these 7 faculties that I have talked to you about. I'm going to ask Rachna to answer this question. It has been posed by Saqib Mullah. I am good in analyzing and reasoning. How good is going for this course BSc? How good is it to go for this course BSc Economics? Alright, Rachna, you could take this.
Well, that's really good to hear that you are good in analysis and reasoning. And analysis and reasoning are 2 things which are really good when you have to take decisions. In a subject like economics, where we are teaching you at the undergrad level the basics, yes, when you know how to analyze and reason things, you can relate the theory that we are teaching with the practicals that are happening in the economy in current or have happened in the past. So it becomes easy for you to understand the course. Hence, I consider it as a boost-up thing for you so that you could take up this course and really go ahead in your life.
Okay. I'm going to the next question, which has been asked by Khushi Parvez. Khushi says, I didn't appear for SET. Is there any other way to apply for BSc Economics? Khushi, the only way is 2016. We look forward to having you there in 2016 with us. We have another question here, which I'm going to ask Roy to answer. And the question is, what is the minimum attendance percentage for the various courses?
Yeah, the minimum attendance. Attendance is a big thing for students. Ideally, we tell our students to attend all our lectures. But yeah, to be very specific, to appear for term end exam, which happens in the end of the exam, you require to have 75% attendance. That is the minimum cutoff. And if you have more than 75% attendance, you can appear for term end exam, that is final exam. And if you have below than that, you are not eligible for the final exam. Then that means you have to appear for next semester.
Okay, there is a question by Ruel Lemos. Do we get to move in teaching field after joining this course? Well, Ruel, this can only happen if you are doing an MSc and you want to teach the post the masters. You will be able to teach, provided you clear the NET and SET exam, which is mandatory to get into teaching as per UGC norms. However, you could always become a teaching assistant or a research assistant. For those who are doing the BSc program and are talking about teaching, well, you could do a B.Ed program and start teaching, because there are lots of people who join the Teach for India program and are there as counselors at the Teach for India this venture. There is another question here asked by Anup Khaire, and Anup says, what are the loan facilities available? Anup, loans available for everybody who wants to do a program at the BSc or the Masters. Banks are there to give loans. However, it can be facilitated if required. There is another question by Adil Sheikh. Please brief more on scholarships. And may I request Rachna to take this question on scholarships?
Regarding scholarships, there are scholarships which are offered by the Symbiosis International University. The topper of the SET examination at the undergrad level gets a scholarship on the basis of the ranking that he or she has. That is one scholarship that goes ahead. Then the other one is when you perform very well in your examination. As Symbiosis is a huge university, we have different institutes. So it's taken on the basis of all the institutes together. If you have really performed well, again you get certain scholarships. And the details of all these scholarships are available on the website of Symbiosis International University. Thank you.
I also would like to add, we do have sports, very limited scholarships for sports. If you are very good in sports, you will get scholarships.
There is a question here that do we provide in-house internships? Most definitely, students can intern with the faculty and work at the School of Economics doing their own research projects. Very often we have tie-ups with civil society organizations in and around Pune, or with the Pune Municipal Corporation on urban poverty, or with Parisar, which is looking into urban transport. And students and faculty have interned on projects in-house in Pune with this. There could be these villages, Nimgaon Bhogi, where we are working closely with Ashtanokai, and students do this development project with them. So in-house internships are very much on there. And this was a question asked to us by Karan Hatwar. I'm going to ask again Rachna to answer this. Is BSc for Economics Honours, will calculus and maths play a major part?
Yeah, they will play a very major part. Calculus, maths are very important. at BSc Economics. If you know them very well, I think 30% of your job is already done. And if you don't know them, then don't be scared. We are here to teach you and hold your hands and take you through the course. We do not abandon any student if he or she does not know maths or calculus. We definitely help them. We definitely mentor. So don't be scared whether you know calculus or you do not. But yes, knowing it is an added advantage. Thank you.
In fact, I would like to add to Rachna ma'am's comment. I hope calculus, you know what exactly calculus techniques are, right? So basically it's deal with differentiation and integration. Now what we do here, we learn the subject in a very maybe systematic manner, like using diagrams and all that. Now that while we using diagrams, we also try to tell our students or teach in a scientific manner using calculus applications. So there you have an advantage if you know calculus.
We now move on to another session of I'm going to ask Ishita Ghoshal to give you a brief about the MSc admission process and life at SSC for those who would wish to take the MSc program. So those of you who have signed in a little late, here is a recap for you for the process which falls under the MSc program.
Hi everybody. So I look after the MSc admission procedure at SSC. So for applying to SSC for the MSc program, you need not sit through any entrance test as such. All you need to do is go on to our website and follow the link that is there under admissions tab for MSc Economics. So the first, when you log on to that particular link, so they will ask you to register yourself. You do that and you follow the instructions that are being asked of you, filling in all the details, and also you need to pay a registration fee so that your registration is complete. And only if we have your registration form and the fees paid, you would be your candidature would be considered only after that. Once you have done that, you need to wait for a couple of more days. On the 6th of June, we would be giving out the list of students who are being shortlisted for the personal interview and the writing ability test. The way we decide whom to call or not to call for this interview and writing ability test is based on the SOP that you write in your registration form. So when you go online and have a look at our form, you'll be able to see you need to write about a paragraph regarding why do you want to take up economics and why do you want to join us. So based on your letter of intent, as we may also call it, you would be shortlisted. The eligibility is going to be, as we have mentioned before, 50% marks in your undergraduate course. We welcome students from all faculties, that is non-economics background as well. If you have appeared for your final exam and you're awaiting your final SEMS result, then also you can apply for this course. In that case, what we do is we provide with provisional admission to the students who are selected, and we give you approximately 2.5 months time to submit the final result as and when you get it from your respective universities. So yes, so once you have applied and we have brought out the list of the students whom we have called for PI and VAT, so you would be expected to turn up for that event, which is going to happen across 16th and 17th of June in Pune. And we know we have been getting a lot of queries about whether there are other centers other than Pune in the country. But our apologies for that, but it's only Pune wherein we conduct this procedure, so you will have to come here to be with us and go through this ordeal so that we can decide whether we can be with you for the next 2 years or not. So when you are coming for the interview and the writing ability test, as we call it, you need to be prepared a little bit in mathematics, statistics, and economics, even if you are not from economics background. So the writing ability test will check for your writing skill mainly, and it has hardly got anything to do with your understanding of economics as such. So it's going to be a general topic wherein you would be expected to write an essay. So a word limit would be given to you and a time limit would be given to you. All that we want to check in that part of assessment is whether you can write English fluently and correctly or not. The second aspect of the admission procedure, which is the personal interview, is something that we would expect you to prepare yourself a little for. What we check for in the personal interview would be, even if you are not from economics background, you have the tenacity to pick up. As we have discussed over and over again in this discussion, that the courses get delivered at SSC in a mathematical manner, and that is only because that makes our students more competitive in the outside world, be it nationally or internationally. And we have had ex-students who have come back to us and given us this feedback, and so we do not see ourselves changing the way of looking at the subject differently anytime soon. So in order to cope up with the course as we deliver it at MSc, it would be expected of you to know basic of microeconomics and macroeconomics and a little bit of mathematics and statistics if possible. That's not, again, mandatory, something that we are asking of you. So many a times the queries that we get is that how do we prepare for the interview? So the only thing that I have always been telling to all the students who've been asking is, you can follow a standard undergraduate syllabus that is taught in the country. And by a standard syllabus, I would like to specify, let's say, a Delhi University syllabus, or also you can look at the undergraduate course that is being taught at SSC. The topics may be more or less the same across all the universities, but what you need to be careful about is the treatment of the subject. So even if you are reading, let's say, microeconomics, the standard books that we would expect you to have read by now is, let's say, a Kutsionis, right? Or a Halvarian intermediate, not the analysis. If you're preparing for your macroeconomics, so we would be expecting you to have gone through, let's say, a Dornbusch-Fischer or a Freund. And for similarly for mathematics and statistics, you can refer to the standard references that are there in the good universities' websites. If you go online to these universities or institutes' websites, you are most likely to find the syllabus with the references out there. So once the interview and the writing ability test is over, we expect to bring out our first merit list on 22nd of June, wherein we send in letters to the excuse me we send in letters and emails to the selected candidates, and then if required, we would be bringing out a second merit list on the 29th of June, and the MSc program would commence on July the 7th. Right when we begin with the course, we usually plan for a week-long induction program, wherein we try to get you acquainted with the way the institute works, the way the rules and regulations that are there that you need to abide by while you're here, and also getting you acquainted to your seniors, let's be it BSc or MSc, and juniors particularly for the MSc, getting used to the campus life, getting used to life in Pune, and all sorts of information that we feel would be necessary for you while you're expecting that you would be new in the city, to get your going around the city more easy. Post that, there would be lots of extra and co-curricular activities that we try to push our students towards. So there are, like ma'am had already touched upon, so we have the annual fest, which is the leisure fair, right? Also we have the annual day. We have the induction, I already spoke about the induction program. We have the ethnic day celebration, we have the foundation day celebration, and many more. We have our students who have done really well with respect to research particularly, and many of our students have competed in places where their competitors were way ahead of them, in the sense that they have competed with faculties of other universities, they have competed with PhD scholars of national as well as international universities, and we hope to provide with a background which helps you take off, and we expect a holistic development of the students while you are here. And because of that reason also, I spoke previously about this as well, about the specializations that we offer at MSc. There are two specializations, one on development economics and the other on international economics. This is something which is offered in the second year of MSc. In the first year, you are expected to study the standard economics papers. So whether you are going into development economics or international trade, the basic understanding of economic theory that would be expected of any postgraduate student of economics is there with you, and only then you move on to take these specializations. I will end with this. For any queries, you can write to us. The email IDs are there on the website. There are also the phone numbers and extensions that are there. With that, I'll hand over the mic to ma'am again. Thank you.
So you have been given a complete brief review about the MSc Economics and all that happens at the MSc level. I now hand over the mic to Rachna to talk about the BSc and Roy to talk about the sports before I wind up today's webinar. Over to you, Rachna, for the BSc update.
Thank you, ma'am. BSc Economics Honours. BSc Economics Honours is a course eligibility criteria for which are clearing the SET examination and then clearing the PIVAT. Post that, you should have a minimum of 50% in your 12th standard. For the other categories, it is 45%. If you haven't applied or appeared for the general SET examination, general session, then you won't be eligible for the BSc Economics course. The general session is a mandate. The PIVAT centers are at 3 places, Pune, Bangalore and Noida. They are starting from the 1st of June and will continue till the 5th of June. Please feel free to choose the center of your wish and come for the PIVAT at that particular place and the time slot that would be given to you. The merit list would be displayed on the 13th of June. The first merit list, you would be given a window to make the payment, and the second merit list would be displayed on the 23rd of June. As mentioned on the website, the third merit list is subject to fulfillment of seats. Hence, you are most welcome onto SSC. Yes, the course is rigorous, but trust me, it's filled with fun, it's filled with enthusiasm. Pune being a city near to many sightseeing places, let's say for Goa, we have seen our students who visit places like Goa and all these things on a long weekend. They visit Goa, they visit Mahabaleshwar, whatnot. And they have fun. Roy sir takes them to the trekking camps wherever possible, and that is another rigor that they face. So trust me, it's a very rigorous course, not only in academics, also in fun-filling activities. Most welcome to the school. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. I would like to add a few things related to student activities and sports. Sports, yes. Praful Shah asked that, are there any sports activities where the students are involved? I am a district level cricket player. What exposure would I get? Okay, great, you are a district level player. Definitely we have many sports activities at SIU, at SSC, starting from cricket to basketball to football to all the major sports we do have. And yeah, we have at Lovely, at university, we have a very good cricket ground. There we can provide coaching for cricket. If you are a good player, we can provide you coaching, and then we also hope that you can reach state or national level. Right, that is one thing. Another thing, you also asked about different student-driven cells. Yeah, we do have around 10 to 12 different cells, starting from photography club to you can say literature, music, dance, etc. There are many. You can just go to our website and visit the student activity page. There you'll get all the club-related information. And another query I would like to answer, it was somebody asked that whether I should go for BBA or economics honors. That is the query I think you should ask yourself, whether you want to become a manager or you want to become an economist. If the answer is you want to become an economist, of course you go for economics honors course. Right, and at the end I can only say that it's a great place to work and great place to study. And I would request our director ma'am, Jyoti ma'am, to conclude the session. Thank you.
Hi everybody, and taking off from where Roy sir left this, about a BBA or a BSc economics. As I said, what is education meant for at the undergrad level? Forming a great foundation. I was researching some time back, and over there it was said that after engineering and medicine and dentistry, one of the most awesome and strong foundations that can be created is doing a course, an undergrad program in economics. So economics is this great foundation that is laid into you, which will allow you to traverse to different levels. There is a philosophy of that subject which gets into you, which helps you in decision making, helps you to analyze life ahead, and looks at even life through the economic perspective. I don't just mean the money and wealth perspective, but there are a lot of paradoxes and a lot of concepts that you learn in economics which you would apply to day-to-day life. In fact, I believe there's an economist in each and every one of us. So this just doesn't apply to the BSc, but this also applies to the MSc program. Before I conclude, I'd like to say there was a question asked by one student, and I don't want Mohan Kumar to feel that I'm not answering it, because I made a mention of a student who's working with Bloomberg. And do companies like Bloomberg come to SSC? No, they don't come for placements. They do associate with us for various other aspects. There is a Bloomberg assessment test or a BAT, and if you clear that, and actually the kind of course, remember I told you you need a strong foundation. So I think we create that great strong foundation which helps you to clear the BAT, the Bloomberg assessment test, which allows you to enter into such companies. When I have seen through the profiles of my students who have graduated either at the undergrad or the master's level, at the undergrad, some of my students have gone to Madras School of Economics, have gone to IGIDR. One of my students got into IIM Ahmedabad recently. They are with TERI, they are with JNU, they are with Gokhale Institute of Politics and Economics. In terms of corporates, they are with AC Nelson that comes to our institute. CRISIL doesn't come to our institute, but 4 of our students have gone there because the reputation of the program of the Symbiosis School of Economics has already reached the doorsteps of CRISIL, and now CRISIL is open to taking our students. We believe in giving you a great education. The corporate will recognize that great education once you've imbibed it into you. On this ground, I wish you adieu and look forward to meeting some of you, whether it is a Vashal or a Ratun Khan or a Shagufta or Vandana, Abhishek, Saqib, Swajos, Khushi. We hope to see all of you either at the BSc or the MSc admission process, and have a great day ahead. See you soon in Symbiosis in Pune. Good evening and good night.